Hi everyone, welcome to our second Shimejito talk. My name is Njiza Costa and I'm the host of these talks. We are very happy to be here together again, and today we have a very special topic with a very special guest. Today we are going to explore the topic of how to care for our mental and emotional health in these times of uncertainty and isolation and fear. Once again, welcome. Today we have Maria João. Maria João, she's a psychologist. She's graduated in psychology. She has a master in clinical psychology. She's specialist in clinical health psychology. She's also a coach, a therapist, a performance coach. She has a very wide experience. She works with many methodologies and many practices. She's a dear friend also. And yes, let's invite her to join us. Just a moment. Here.
Hi.
Hi, Maria João. Welcome. And thank you so much for accepting this invitation. This is today. I think we have one of the most critical topics in these times that we are living. Myself, I consider it, and I think everyone share this opinion. But this reality is lived in all these different realities because each one of us is very unique. So I will invite you to say something about you, and let's start to explore the topic. Once again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Njiza. My best friend and old friend. So thank you very much. So it's my pleasure, as I said, and who I am. My name is Maria João. Everything about me. Things. I am a mother. I have very much of course my children's, and I like very much eat. I like very much music, read, and I like living well, and I like friends very much. I can't live without my friends. So this is difficult at this time, because this time is different and a strange time. So, but as we are together now with this digital and many things that we can use and work with without it, and work and talk with friends, talk with our family, and stay together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Both of us, we already have been dwelling in some topics that we want to explore here. We talk about grief, we talk about the stages, and how it's important for people to acknowledge that the time that we are living in, we are not alone. And you as a specialist, you know it. There are different stages which we pass. And I would like to invite you to speak a little bit more of these stages and also bring a lens of how to deal with these stages, because there's nothing wrong about the fear, the anxiety, whatever emerges in ourselves. So, but maybe explore what kind of stages are natural to pass as we are faced with this uncertainty about the future, this fear, this loss, because people are losing dear families and friends, and also losing sense of security. So there's a lot of loss. What is the normal path that we go when experience all this?
Okay. So, but first, I would like to say my apologize, because my English so well as yours, and I came back from a Spanish class, so at this moment it's not.
Perfect. And thank you so much for bringing it.
Okay.
So, any word that you don't know, this is, we are going to co-create this moment. So any word I can help you. So thank you.
So as you said, it's not the very good time. It's normal. Well, everything is normal at this time, and everything is not normal. But we are all together for the first time since so many years ago, so many centuries ago, that you are in same all the same time, in the same time, all together with this with this war. It's like a war.
This is war, yeah.
Something that we don't see, that it happens suddenly, and it was very well, the shock. So what I can say, and I say every day to my friends, to my patients, that what you think, what you feel, it's normal. It's very normal, because you are not in your time, your routines, with your work, with your friends, with your family, and you don't know what's happened. We don't know, as you said, what's happening in the future, and you don't know what I do. So the first thing that all the doctors and Organização Mundial de Saúde said to us is stay home. Stay home is only and the best thing to do. Stay home, because with that we defend ourselves from the COVID-19, and we defend the other from that. So when we stay at home, sometimes we stay with some with our kids, with our husband, with our wife, and sometimes we stay together all alone. Yes.
There are people that are alone, yeah.
So many persons I know stay with his cat, with his dog, and they stay all the time alone. So it's very difficult. At the beginning, the beginning of all is like a war scenario, something that happened. It's a bomb, and said, what can I do? But the first thing is most of us deny it.
So that's the first stage of the grief circle. Let's say it's the denial. I passed it.
Yes, I deny this. What's happened? So tomorrow, and sometimes tomorrow, it's everything okay, and it's so important. It's not so so strong. It's not so
serious.
Yes, exactly. So it's the first time that we pass for another one, and I can say that.
Maria João, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Your camera. Okay. Sorry.
Sorry. So deny it, as I said, and sorry for my. And after that, it's very important, the anger. So why to me? Why it happens? Why to me? What can I do, or what I did for this happen? And this is very difficult too, because sometimes after that it's like guilty. What can I do? What I have done to these things happen? And after that, after this anger, most of the time it's this is a movement. After this is the depression, and the depression not very difficult. Sometimes a very deep depression, and you stay lost from you, lost from the other. You don't want to talk to anyone. You don't want to see the family. You want to see the television. Sometimes it's good, but you want to stay alone, and sometimes most of the time it's very dangerous. After that, you bargaining. You said, well, and now we discuss the thing. So and now, well, what can I do? What I did? So what can I change? And this is the other situation after that, and after that you see the acceptance. This is the last one, and it's the last, as I said, it's the last one, and I feel that this moment is very far to find inside you and outside you this acceptance. Okay, this happens to us. So let me see what I think, what I feel, what I'm gonna do, and what will be my future. And
you will say that you stopped struggling with life, with reality. You just accepted that it is what it is, and I need to be creative.
Yes.
But I would like to I don't know, this is the final stage, but probably I'm interrupting.
No, my dear, no.
Okay, so because this is the natural steps, but the way we relate to each step may interfere if we are able to progress and reach this acceptance phase. For instance, anger. It's an energy that I'm most familiar with. I'm completely identify with the numbness, and at some point no, this is nothing, and then I become with anger. And how people deal with this anger, if they shut it down or if they express it, how may this interfere, and also how the people relate with this anger? Because you spoke about shame and guilt now. How can I be feeling anger in these circumstances where there are people losing their life and security and a lot of things? How important is for us to have a healthy relationship with this stage of anger?
All of these steps, as you said, you must talk with them. Talk with
them. Wow.
Talk with, as you talk with your friend, and sometimes you talk with your enemies. Why not talk with your feelings? 2 months ago, we are in rush. You don't think, you all the time working, and you stay home to dinner and stay home to sleep, arrive to home to sleep, dinner, and never talk about many things because you are on rush. This is a culture of rush, of consume, to buy things and acquire many things. So at the first time, as you said now, and as you said at our clinical, talk with your feelings. They are real, they are yours. So talk about it, talk with them, ask them what you want. Why
are you feeling like that? Why are you feeling angered?
Yes, talk with them because they answer to you. So many times embrace. It's not easy, but embrace them. Don't put this like a shadow. Put this in front of you like a mirror, and said, "No, I'm afraid. I'm very, very, very upset about this. So let's talk. When you are angry with when you are with your kid, when you are angry with your friend, you ask him. So
what happened? It's interesting because sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's only this. It's like to humanize your feelings, you know.
Makes sense.
You make sense that?
Yeah, but you touched a very important topic about the consumption and the fast, speedy way of living. That in some way it's a kind of alienation. It disconnects you because we feel it's now these feelings are much more stronger probably, but in our daily lives we experience these kind of emotions, but we are not so skillful in dealing with that because we have this escapism. Yes. And I'm bringing this to join with a question that one of our listeners were saying, that in some way we are living a state of collective grief for our old lifestyle.
Exactly.
And as you mentioned, the consumption, so it's just like a twofold way. So you are angry with the situation that we are living because you are in isolation and things are being taken away from you. And your old life isn't there, and you also don't have this distraction. Does it make sense?
Yes, very, very. Yes, it's true. Let me explain, if it's possible. Like when someone you love died, what you do, you feel so sorry, and you are in pain and you are grief. So at this moment, only we know that we know at this moment we are all of us are in grief with something that will be different. We don't know how, but will be different. And many things died in the way of we live our lives. So you must permit. So you must let you feel that. Exactly as when someone very close to you dies. And many things in your life died. And many you are sure about everything. And now you are not so sure about everything. Even I remember that someone told me, Maria João, when I saw the doctors and the nurse die, that's when I feel that things are very badly. Because they are the first soldiers. When I see the scientists that don't find a vaccine,
yeah,
to COVID-19, and they are working since 3 months, 4 months, and don't find anything, I feel awful. I feel with very fear. So because these things are most of the things that I feel until now, that is that they are very dangerous, but someone take care of them. And now my feeling and my emotion is no one knows about it. No one knows if die or not. If stay.
Okay.
So it's panic.
Yeah. As I was listening to you, I was also having this voice calling me for apart from all these intense emotions, in some way, because, and I had a friend who told me that, I discovered that I've been a mother in part-time. Yes. Because in our fast-pacing society, we leave our kids at home in the morning and we return at the end of the day. and the same happens in relationships. So people are also being faced with some dysfunctional aspects of their homes, so of their relationships, and as we spoke about this also, what is your advice when, because the intensity, it's not that you didn't know, it's that stuff that you know that that person has that bad temper or whatever, but now you are much more in presence of those aspects that you avoid dealing with. What kind of advice can you give when people are being faced with this pisses me off, or this annoys me, or I don't know why I'm living with this, or what kind of advice would you give to?
Never do things when you are in pressure and when you are in stress, because it's not very good.
Never to make decisions when you are in not try to fix it?
No, not try to, yes, not try to fix it. So
Okay.
you can deal with someone who is with you, and said, today I stay in this room and you stay in that room. So to get some space, because
Yeah.
you are not, it's not usual, you are so time with all of them. When we said you are married since 20 years, no, we are married since 10 years, because most of the time you are not together, only holidays and Christmas, things like that. And also the things are very different. It's not the same. So all the things are different. So be quiet, in sincere. Don't decide the great things in your life with
We lost you.
yes,
We lost your connection.
yes. Perhaps what I said, at the end of the year, you decide the same thing. You decide,
Okay.
like this. After all, this is I find that it's not what I want. This isn't the person that I want. This is not the house that I want. It's not the life that I want. But so this time you can work inside and with you about it.
Because many of those aspects are yours, isn't it? We project a lot in other people.
Many times, and you, the other one is also reacting, is dating, it's also with fear, is also with some panic. So the things are very deep. So all the energy are around of us. So stay for the long. With a gin, with a bed, with a good film, a good series, a good book, very good book, exercise, good food, and
Good. It's
uh,
that as I listen to you, it's a kind of, if you face, so trying to wrap up with all that we are speaking, so it's normal that we are going to pass through many phases.
yes,
From denial to anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance.
yes,
In order to transform this into a positive, it's really to not deny its stages and stay with it.
mm-hmm.
And if faced with these dysfunctional aspects of our relations, take it as an opportunity to, because the solution may not be finishing, maybe it's a good opportunity to each other see themselves and become their better version of each one and of the relation.
True. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Don't confuse. Don't mix the things. It's not easy, but it's not the time to do the things different. So you see. So as I said, as we talk in the beginning, talk about this with yourself. Talk about these things with your well, with the mirror.
Can you give him an exercise?
Yes, you can do. Why don't sit? Find two chairs and
Two
sit.
chairs.
Two chairs. Sit one of them. Sit you. Sit one in one of the chairs and talk as you are. So, Maria, João, talk.
To the angry one, to the angry one, for instance.
And after that, change. And your mother, your kid, your husband, your who else, respond to your answers. Tell what they think. Put you in the same place. There's the other. Sorry for my.
So to empathize with the other. So you use one chair where you sit and you are the one who is now present, and in the other chair you put or yourself as the angry person to understand your anger or your depression or whatever, or you put on the other person which may be the source of discomfort.
Answering to you, and it's so fantastic because when you are in the other side or in the place of the other, you answer things, incredible things.
Fantastic, thank you.
Because you know many things about it, so you answer all the things, and breathe. You know,
it's almost.
You know very well that because you do this thing very well.
Yeah. We are colleagues. We are colleagues in some of your areas of expertise. I have another question about uncertainty and how to deal with the constant uncertainty. And I will have that we live in times that uncertainty will be the great certainty. So what happens in this space of not knowing? What people can how to deal with this not knowing what is going to happen, what is happening.
One of the things is important is that everybody is like that. So it's not me, it's not my fault. I'm not stupid. I'm not less intelligent. Everybody. So think and wait. Be positive. When I said positive, it's not, oh, I'm so happy. No, be positive with your thoughts. And find, remember, when you sometimes ago, when you are in pain, when you are sick, where you find your strong
Comfort.
Yes, your strong yes, your comfort. So go around and see and find what you have in, because we sometimes don't know the strong and the capacity and the ability that are inside.
It's interesting that you're saying that, because also when you're suggesting the other exercise, what I'm listening for you, it's really accessing what you think you do not know, but you know. So it's really as all the answers that we are searching for are here with us, and this is really a time of practicing and get to know ourselves.
Listen yourself. Less vision, less Facebook. Twice per day, it's fantastic. Not every time, because all the bad news don't help you.
So yeah, not seeing so many TV. So not be bombarded.
Find the professional information. Find that. Follow that. So don't stay many time with oh, my friend said, oh no. go directly to things, the right things, and the things that are more and more professional, more intelligent, more
become sharp your mind. So it's really about becoming the master of our mind. And this takes me to another topic. It's about fear, because fear, it's a normal response. Huh? So how do we relate? And uncertainty, it's definitely a condition to lead us to increased fear. What would you recommend when we realize that we are in fear? What kind of healthy relationship we can build with our fear?
I recommend again that you go inside of you, inside your heart, inside in your experience. Your experience, very, very important. Your knowledge about the things. Many times we don't valorize, you don't our experience, our know so well to do the things. When you are at home and COVID outside, what fear? So because someone told you, the television talk about it. I remember that in the beginning, we only heard about the dead, about today 100, tomorrow 200, and few times about the older persons that are not
that were recovering.
Yes. So
we live in a society that sells fear, so and feeds the mind. So because isn't it fear about the mind projecting and assuming that she knows what is going to happen when she really doesn't know, because we are in a moment of not knowing.
And our mind, it's very important. Most of the time, it's your enemy, because all the time they are talking, talk, and most of the time not very good things. So mind and heart, mind and knowledge, mind and sensibility, mind and things professional, mind and quiet, and they help us to think, to see the things one day per day. What I said is, you don't know the future, so you live one day by one day. Now, very important, this common phrase that live a day after the day after the day. So now it's very important. So today I feel good, fantastic. Tomorrow morning, oh, I feel good again, and
we never know.
Yes. So be grateful with that, and laugh with that. I'm here.
So I'm listening to you, and you are giving solutions, therapy. So love, gratitude,
yes,
presence.
Laugh of yourself. It's so funny. And why not use your time to be more beautiful, to take care about you, take care about your body, take care about your thoughts, take care about your papers, take care about your future, because the future is coming. We don't know how and when.
Is there any other practice or exercise or tool that you would recommend?
About what? About
to in this context of the mind, in being in a loop of creating anxiety.
The most important is your breath. The breath.
Okay.
So make a 10.
Breathing 10, yeah.
Very
Remember to breathe.
Yeah.
It stops the mind.
And don't think, stop your mind. You command your mind. You must command your thoughts. You must command your mind. I am in charge, right? So can you stop it to talk with me, because I'm with myself, with my good thoughts, and with my company. Well, company. Very good.
I would like to pick up again the grief circle,
Okay.
a cycle, and okay, there's this extreme important dimension of being with yourself. You are the source of the emotions, and also the source of the solution to deal it better. But I would also, but you have relations, and we are not perfect, and you told this is not easy, so people are not going to listen to this and immediately they will be able to do it. I'm doing this personal work for 10 years, and sometimes the pot effect explodes, so it's really not easy. So is there, what kind in terms of inside, instead of going inside, because it's not easy to go inside,
Yes.
what should we pay attention if we tend to go outside? And you spoke about the shadow of not living these emotions. You think that you are holding your anger, but your anger goes out in intolerance, impatience. You reply with more aggressiveness. So it's all these emotions, they find always their way to get out if you do not deal with them. What kind of aspects you will call us to have attention in our relations with others?
When I said that we can talk inside, we must talk inside, but most of us, it's not usual to do it, so more difficult. So talk with someone, some friends, some therapist or that can talk with you. We are many that are working at this moment. So talk with them, divide with them your feelings, divide with them your thoughts, work with all of these things, and help to some people of your family, because you know that some old people are more lonely, and the kids sometimes are very asking all the time what I do. So you must manage all the things every day, sometimes many hours along the day, because sometimes they are in the beginning of the day, in the morning, they are laughing, and sometimes they are crying. So,
in the end of the day, they are, yeah, the moods will change along the day. It's too much to deal with.
You must, if it's possible, you must learn what trigger sometimes the people, your family, your friends, your husband, what time they along the day they feel with what, and take this capacity and work with that if it's possible, and if it's not possible, work with professionals.
So what you are suggesting is, for instance, to introduce a ritual in the family. For instance, to at the end of the day, let's sit and ask, how was your day? How are you feeling?
Yeah.
So create the space.
Sometimes yes, my dear, but sometimes they don't want to talk about it. So respect that. You can ask, and you see that they are interested, they want to talk, fantastic. If you see they don't want to talk, prefer to stay alone, okay? Be aware
Be aware. And in the middle of this, I try to put all that into motion and I fail. How can I become more tolerant with myself?
All the time. You must do. You must.
How?
But you are not God. You are human. You are in a very, very atypical position. So don't think. It's my fight. That. Don't think that. Tomorrow, I'm at it again, and perhaps the things get better.
Okay, don't use the armor that I need to be the strongest and I need to be able to deal with everything. So allow ourselves to be vulnerable and able to deal with it.
We are together now. See the doctors, see the nurse, see the scientists. You have seen so many doctors crying, so many nurses crying in the and
Supposed to be the strong ones.
and they are so strong.
We will continue for sure. I will have a last question. If you recommend any book or any kind of reading?
Well, some comedy.
A comedy.
Not very, very deep. Well, if you want, but I think the humor and the happiness and the joy and the love the best thing to do at this moment. With, of course, with reality, because exists around the time the real thing like around us. But, read many things with humor, fantastic dialogues with intelligent humor. It's important.
And what about self-development tools? People where they can dive a little bit more about the topics that we have discussed. So I completely agree. So you already gave us as an antidote joy, gratitude, humor. But if people want to, I want to go deeper into this capacity to be with myself. I'm having this voice of Joseph Campbell, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. So in some way, this is an opportunity to go into that cave.
Mm-hmm.
But is there any book that you will recommend for people that want to step into the cave in search of that treasure?
So the cave, it's the fantastic cave that we know. I in my near my in my room, I have all the times one thing that I liked very much. It's the fairy tales, because
the fairy tales
have so many things so important, so fantastic with our inconscient, our subconscious, and it's a book very everybody knows that is Mulheres que correm com os lobos.
Woman that run with the wolves. Yeah, the archetypal stories.
Fantastic, because they you get strong with that, and you find that many things are symbolic.
But I was mentioning Joseph Campbell, and he has this book, the 10,000 Miles. So this is a journey that we have been walking for many thousand years. So thank you for bringing it, because stories and all those infant stories that we heard and we were told, they really help us to see ourselves.
Yeah, it's true. And I read many poetry. It's so important, because I left since a year ago, and I now at this moment I read poetry. It's so fantastic. If you want, I send you to you and all the team a little, well, some of.
Yeah, that's perfect. We will send it in the newsletter.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's a perfect topic to finish our conversation.
Okay.
So much. Thank you, Maria João.
All our audience, that's fantastic. They are staying with us, and sorry for something that well described, so well. That's the all the person.
I think together we managed to pass the essential of the message, which I'm going to try to sum up. We talk about that in these moments, and when faced with such bomb, this was the expression that Maria João, we were faced, this is a kind of war, so it's an invisible war, but this is a war, and suddenly it went into our houses. The normal path is that we step into a circle of grief, which starts with denial, then the second stage it's anger, then depression, then bargaining and acceptance.
Yes.
This is also the flow for where you can heal all these emotions. But in order to that to occur, you have to allow each of these emotions to be as they are. You can sit with them. Maria João gave us an exercise. If you're feeling anger and you don't want to discharge this anger in other persons, and if you are not aware, it will discharge. She finds her way.
Yeah.
You can use a chair and talk with your anger. If you are facing some dysfunctionality in a relationship, you can use the same chair and talk to that chair where you place the person with whom you are experiencing this dysfunctional aspect.
You can write yourself too. You can write to yourself.
Yes, journaling.
An email. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. This also, we use it in coaching. Thank you. Another practice is journaling. And journaling is not about thinking with the head, it's thinking with the hands. So you just sit, you give 3-4 deep breathings, and you start to allow the hand to get all these feelings out. Maria João also spoke about the importance of connecting with joy, with gratitude for what we have, with humor as a therapy. She also touched in a very important topic because we are being faced, I'm going to put my own words, with our addiction to fast-moving society and consumption, because in some way these emotions visit us many times, but we escape from them by distracting ourselves with this fast-moving society. So I think Maria João brought us an invitation to take this opportunity to become more skillful in dealing with these emotions. Maria João also stressed that it's very important for us to remember that we are not alone in these feelings. Everyone, I'm with you. I already felt the anger and the revolt.
And for yes, time since so many centuries. We are
yeah. Yes. But we have the sense that we were alone. So this is a chance to understand that we are not alone. I don't know if I missed anything. Do you want to add something in terms of
just something with some funny, because in 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, I talked with my Joaquin, it's my the man of the groceries, groceries, so vegetables, sell vegetables, like that.
Yeah.
And he said to me, "Oh, and so it's a so little thing. So it's a so little thing. What they do? What it?
So how can a little thing transform? Yeah, and that happens the same with our emotions, that they seem little, but they can really cause very many damage. So we really need to be more skillful in dealing with them.
Yes, it's true.
Thank you so much. We will send a newsletter with this video, with a resume of this conversation, and with more suggestions on how to deal and take care of your mental and emotional health in these times of uncertainty and isolation and fear. Thank you so much for watching.
Text or some oils, guidelines if you want, I send you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria João. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.